Hey everyone, Rarity Dash here, and it is finally time. RWBY Volume 6 is here, and I'm just so happy to say that. I love this show, and I'm just really overjoyed to see it continue. Just so much hype. I've heard it's a pretty good premiere. I've heard a lot of people say it's one of their favorites, or in some cases, their absolute favorite. I've asked people not to spoil it, though, so I don't know anything about what happens. I'm going into this completely blind. I haven't seen the intro. I haven't seen the trailer. I'm just going to be going in knowing nothing, but just so hyped to see one of my absolute favorite shows continue after what I still consider to be my favorite volume so far. Volume 5 is still my favorite. I know that's an increasingly more contentious position because there's a lot of debate over the quality of that volume, but I stand by it. I think it's just, I mean, it's not perfect. It's definitely flawed. I mean, even if you go to my review after the volume, a lot of it was critique. A lot of it was going into what I think they could have done better. But that said, just it had my favorite stuff in it. I mean, even if it's not perfect, just having a lot of stuff that I really like and care about is a way to win me over. And it definitely did. And yeah, despite YouTube kind of sending me a constant influx of videos telling me why RWBY is terrible now, none of which I watched, I still stand by the volume. And I also kind of understand why, for this show at least, Rooster Teeth isn't really going back to YouTube with it. I mean, with Nomad, I was kind of a bit critical of that because I felt like they still needed to establish a fan base for the show, and there's just going to be more people discovering it on YouTube. But for this one, it already has an inbuilt fan base, so there's less of a concern there. I can kind of get why they would pull it off, especially since the YouTube algorithms all seem to be currently so against it. But yeah, that's all beside the point. Yeah, I'm expecting good things this season. I'm expecting a lot of... I mean, I don't even really know what to expect. There's just... obviously, we kind of got a sense of where we're headed from here. We got a sense of our general direction, I think, with where we left off. And I think this volume is going to be focused on the journey of getting there. It's going to be about the highs and lows, the tension lingering over everything, and just the progress of getting from where we are now to where we want to be. And of course I'm talking about Bumblebee and not Atlas, because of course I am. Yeah, I'm pretty confident, we'll just say, especially after the soundtrack came out. All That Matters, I think it's pretty clear at this point. I don't think they would double down like that if it's not going to happen. Like, for real, you just don't. I mean, if they had a problem with the whole Bumblebee situation on the Volume 4 soundtrack, just going to Jeff and saying, "Oh, that was bad what you did. Here, write this other song for the finale that's just all about how much Yang is totally and completely devoted to Blake despite having these serious trust issues related to her." I just I don't see that happening. I don't see... That doesn't seem reasonable. Because that is a song that was, we can guess, commissioned for the show. That was something that was actually played in the finale. That was something they wanted. The director wanted that there, a song about that subject matter. So it's definitely something they felt was relevant. And if it's not something we're going to actually spend time on, I don't see why it would be. But yeah, I do think we're probably not going to get Bumblebee this volume, but we are going to build up to it a lot. And if you're wondering, I didn't ever actually get to the sequel to my every Bumblebee moment video that I kind of promised people. I left a comment on the first one saying I would make another one after All That Matters came out, and I just never did. The reasons for that are twofold. One, there's just wasn't really enough content for a video. I mean, I could have made a video, but it would have been pretty short. There were some big Bumblebee moments in Volume 5, and there was, of course, All That Matters, which I could have talked about. But, yeah, just not really enough. So I figured it would be better if I waited another volume and did a Volume 5 and Volume 6 video for the sequel. Yeah, then the other thing is just I've been pretty lazy. Well, not really. I mean, I've had a lot of stuff going on with the Patreon videos and whatnot. I've been recording a lot, but I just haven't wanted to edit anything. I haven't wanted to make any edited videos. It just has become like pulling teeth for me. I've been sitting on this Adventure Time video, this top 15 Adventure Time episodes list that I have fully recorded and plotted out in my head, and I just haven't made any progress on it just because I don't want to edit the thing. I don't really like editing. So that's another reason that I never got that done this summer when I said I was probably going to. But it will happen next year. But yeah, anyway, that's, again, beside the point. I'm just kind of rambling. I think it's better if we kind of build it up, and because this is a big deal. This is the premiere of a new volume, Volume 6, and I'm just so looking forward to this. I don't know what's gonna happen. I haven't heard any spoilers. I've been avoiding it all. I never saw the trailer. Never wanted to see the trailer. Never seen anything from the trailer. Never saw the intro. Gonna save that for when it pops up in the show. And I'm going into this blind, knowing nothing. I did hear a friend of mine say it was a very good premiere, his favorite, in fact. So that's something that's kind of got me a bit more hyped. But I don't know anything about what's happening here. I do know the title, which is Argus Limited, which is kind of weird. I didn't see a thumbnail, though, so I avoided the thumbnail because I didn't download this from... because I have to have a downloaded file, and I can't really download from the Rooster Teeth site. I got it from like a Kiss Anime source. So, yeah, because of that, I was able to avoid the thumbnail even, so that gives me even less of an idea what to expect here. All I know is this title, which doesn't mean anything, really. I mean, Argus Limited, I don't think we've ever heard that phrase. I don't know what Argus is in terms of RWBY, and I'm an obsessive RWBY fan. I've watched the show just so many times, and I can't recall Argus ever coming up. So, I mean, maybe it's something I missed, maybe a detail I never focused on just because it didn't mean anything to me, but that doesn't... It's surprising how little that tells me, how much nothing I get from that. But it's exciting. It's exciting just not knowing what to expect and going into this just completely blind, and just so hyped to see what it's all about. And I'm getting impatient here, so let's finally get around to this. Let's start this. It's Volume 6, Chapter 1, Argus Limited, and it's RWBY, and it's starting now. Here we go. Rooster Teeth. Thank you, Rooster Teeth. I love you. Oh. Okay. Oh, wow. That's pretty. That's very nice. It looks very, very real. Yeah. Nice and snowy. Oh. And we got a train. Oh. Oh, wow. That's a new Grim. That's awesome. And here we go. Oh, look behind you. Yeah. And we're working together. Team RWBY back in action. Aw. Ice. Go Ice. Yang and Blake. Working together. Yes. Yes. Bumblebee back in action. And we got these guys too.
Why is it always something? Just keep it for the back.
I like how this scene is shot. It's really dynamic. Go Rin. Nice. Gotta love the Renora action. Come on, Weiss. Aww! White Rose. Oh, wow. So much White Rose.
I can't believe he turned his back on us. He just...
Step away from my throne.
Oh.
We have work.
Here we go. Already Adam.
Everyone knows what you did.
We knew this was coming with
Abandoned your
the
brothers at
character
Haven.
short.
Step away from my...
We are not taking orders from you anymore.
Yeah.
We heard you folded the moment you got sass from the Belladonna girl. I guess she's got more control over you than you...
Oh! Yeah, someone wanted to die there. I mean, he's still dangerous. That's one thing people kind of de-emphasize with Adam. Wow.
The Belladonna girl. Blake.
Blake made him look like a fool, but he's still really dangerous. And he still has the mask. So much for that tease at the end of the trailer. Okay, yeah, just cry about it. Argus.
It's been 2 weeks since the attack on Haven.
Okay, so where is Argus? Doesn't really sound like a
the plot to destroy
Mistral location.
CCT Tower was thwarted by Gira Belladonna and the Faunus militia group from
Mm-hmm.
Menagerie. A huntsman and some students coincidentally visiting the headmaster were also able to lend some assistance. Unfortunately,
coincidentally. Oh, who?
Leonardo
Who do we have here?
Lionheart lost
She's
his
cute.
life while trying to defend his school. And those responsible for organizing the attack managed to escape. As I'm sure you can guess, there's a lot more to this report than I'm willing to say in this letter. But for now, what I'm trying to say is that we're on our way to Atlas.
Is this? Oh yeah.
There's a good chance we'll get
Thought
there
so.
before this letter does. But in case
I don't know about that.
I need you to know that we're bringing.
Kinda think this is gonna take a while.
News with us. See you soon, Crow. Hey, what's
Aw.
with the running?
So what's with the standing? It's almost time!
Oh, wow. Well, Ruby's excited. I can relate. Oh! Yang!
And?
Oh.
What an absolute waste of time.
What did you get me?
You'll have to wait and see. No fair.
This is cute.
Oh, I can't believe we're taking the train to Argus. Beautiful northern coastline. You think it's too early for beach season?
Wow. Oh.
Unfortunately. But we will be one step closer to Atlas.
Well, I'm glad you're all excited, but I don't think you appreciate the trouble I went through to leave Atlas.
Yeah. Weiss has to be
Everybody
kind of
wants to
conflicted
trust
about
us.
this.
Team RWBY won't leave your side for a second. I promise.
Aww. I like the scarf.
No one's gotta
It's
be
kind of a
worried with
nice
us
touch.
around.
Oh. Who are you two?
And you are...
Yeah.
YD and
I like the
W,
mace.
Of course, the Argus Limited's very own huntsman. We'll be keeping everyone
more
safe
pros?
as we pass through grim territory.
But for a generous tip, we can make sure your passenger card gets extra special
Yeah, I don't
attention
trust these two.
should things get dangerous.
I don't. Somehow I
I
doubt
got a
they're
tip
that
for
awesome.
ya. Buzz off. Looks like Mistral's really scraping
Seem a
the
little
bottom of the
lame.
barrel these days.
Yeah.
Hey, you're talking to a...
A professional huntsman, right. Well, it seems like one of you heroes left the staff entrance to the caboose wide open.
Wow.
Be ashamed to lose your job before it even started.
I didn't do it.
Come on, dummy. Well, I didn't do it either.
That is a cool weapon, though.
Hope those weren't Beacon graduates.
You know, sometimes the burden of saving the world feels overwhelming. But then people like that come along and make me grateful that it's our job and not theirs.
So, you kids ready to go? Bike all loaded up?
Yep, just waiting on Blake.
Oh.
As usual.
Wow.
I still don't feel like I deserve
Oh,
the freedom you and
Ilya?
your family granted me. Well, you're going to have to
Ilya
get
should
rid
come
of it.
along too.
Saving Haven had a huge impact on how Faunus are seen in Mistral. Now it's up to you all to take the
Well, that's
progress
good.
and keep running with it. Right. The White Fang may have been a failure, but with your father starting up a new movement, I've got more faith than ever before.
Aw. Oh. Aw.
For everything.
Cute.
I wish you didn't have to go. I know, but my team needs me.
I hope she's still in the
We're
story
going to
somehow.
track down the people
really.
responsible for
I
the
don't want
attack
to.
on Haven and the fall of Beacon.
Don't want to leave Illy behind.
Always trying to save.
Also, I love that outfit for her.
More than
It's
you
good to see her in something
realize.
different.
Hey, I knew your parents already saw you off, but where's
Son?
Oh,
Oh, he's right here.
of course he is.
What? You didn't think I was gonna miss your big send-off, did you?
He
Oh,
definitely overslept.
okay.
Almost missed this.
We finally see Neptune again. I mean, it figures.
Now, would you hurry up? Need I remind you, we have our own trip to plan. Oh,
Wow.
I didn't know Ilya was.
Yeah, don't even try.
I'll give you two a moment. Hey,
You're not
almost
gonna
didn't see
get
you
anywhere.
there, because you know the camouflage.
Wow.
wrong tree? So you're really going to Vacuo?
That's right.
Okay.
Seeing you reunited with the rest of Team RWBY really made me realize something. I'm like the worst team leader ever. Me and the boys
I
are cool with a little
don't doubt
hiatus,
it.
but we gotta make up for lost time. Shade Academy's not dealing with any problems like Haven right now. Plus, that means I can show the guys around my old stomping grounds.
Makes sense.
I have to admit, I think I was kind of getting used to having you around.
I go where I'm needed. And you don't need me anymore.
Okay.
Well, when you say it like that, it sounds sad.
Aw.
Look, despite the drama and the fighting and the numerous attempts on my life, I had a lot of fun. But you're with who you're supposed to be now.
I approve.
Son, I don't think I'll ever be able to thank you enough.
Yeah.
I'm still,
You're still
He did a
working
lot.
of things out. I know. But you can do it with them. And in the future,
I love the like mornings falls night in the background.
I've got a feeling you haven't seen the last of me.
I would hope not.
I certainly hope not.
Yeah. Oh. Well, that's rather chaste for all that he went
I
through.
don't know, man. Feels like you're just letting her go.
It was never about that, Brainiac. Besides, now that your leader's back and hardened from battle,
So we're clearing the way
I've
for
gotta
Bumblebee
focus
for
all
sure
of my
here.
time into getting you boys ready for the wastelands.
Though I really do hope we see Sun again. With, I mean, that that it isn't too long before he's back in the story. We can take a break from him for a little while, but oh, Ruby. Aw. And again, bunk beds. They gotta be used to that.
All right, girls. I think it's time for an official team exercise.
It's been a while since Ruby has felt this fun.
I mean, if you want me to
This
kick your
is,
butt, yeah, sure. Let me grab my scroll.
Just the tone of it.
Here,
Oh,
let me help you with
oh.
that.
Okay, here we go.
Blake, you don't have to do that.
Aw.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Let her help.
I'm fine. We're gonna be fine. It's just gonna be a bit before things are back to normal. But I am glad we're all back together.
Yes. That smile.
Yeah. Okay.
How touching.
Oh,
It is.
Hey, Uncle Crow. You want to play too?
Kick your butts? Sure.
No, I think we're gonna have to deal with something else.
Exactly what it sounds like. Just my luck.
It's not yours. Grab your weapons.
Good point. Crow. Complicating everything. But we love him. Anyway. And this is where we started, isn't it? So now we're what are these guys gonna do? At least do something. Give us some. Oh wow. So there are two different looks for it. Wow. Yeah, I am continually not impressed.
What's the plan, Ruby?
Don't let anyone else
Is he dead? Are we... I mean... Looks like he just... Can we confirm that? Go help Oscar. I mean, we saw that he does emerge.
Keeping control.
Yeah, you four.
What's going on?
Get out there. Pro. Oh, wow. Okay, finally using that scythe a bit more. Can you just shoot them? Just contribute a little bit?
Come on.
Well, that's good. You're doing something. That's useful. And again, I'm glad to see, this is like the ship back in Volume 4. I'm glad to see, like, the real world, how they're prepared for the impacts. Yeah, I appreciate that. Also appreciate this. That thing's huge. It's like an alpha version of this thing. Those are cool though. They're like kind of like the Griffins, but they're different. They're like Sphinx-like, I guess.
Hey, what are you doing?
Why is it always something?
How can I help? You can get that idiot to shut off the turrets. We're just drawing the Grim toward the passengers.
Right.
I mean, I guess. Seemed like they were doing some damage to me, but...
You gotta shut the turrets off!
Are you crazy? No way!
I guess this is more grim than I can...
Yes! Another one down!
Stop! Have to lure the Grim to the back!
What does it matter? They're dead! Where are they going?
There's that relic.
Oh.
Okay. Well. Yeah. Ooh. Well, she didn't deserve that.
I said, turn those damn things off.
Those things are keeping us alive!
Us, sure. But they're putting the passengers...
In charge here!
Forgive me if I'm not exactly reassured.
Oh.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
Get off me!
Look, if you bozos had been doing your job instead of shaking down passengers, maybe we wouldn't be in this.
Please just shut off the turrets.
Trust us. We know what we're doing.
Oh, there we go. That's cool. That's cool. John showing...
Fine.
Yeah, that's a good way to win him over.
Ren, could you use your semblance to mask everyone on this train? With the guns off and emotions hidden, they might lose track of us.
I've never attempted to affect this many people.
Yeah, we don't really know the extent of Ren's power, and that's true. We can, yeah.
Yeah, that's an alright plan.
May I?
Don't look so worried, Ren. You can totally do
Oh.
it.
I'm afraid there's one complication. Grim are also attracted to this.
Oh.
What's that?
None of your business.
Oh. Well, that's a new.
Serious?
Why wouldn't you tell us that?
It's definitely a complication.
Doesn't matter right now.
Oh. Standing up for Ozpin.
Every second we're on board this train, we're putting everyone else in danger. Get the passengers to the front cars. You'll still mask the emotions and kill the turrets. We just can't come with you. If we cut the back cars with us and the relic on them, we can deal with the Grim.
Oh.
You just make sure the rest of the train makes it safely to Argus.
Only if you'll promise you'll meet us there.
Promise.
Okay. Who is this? We keep seeing this weird person with goggles. And of course, it has to be Blake. It has to. Oh. Oh, okay. Seeing things. Interesting. A new song. Another Jeff song. Oh, do that. Does that mean we're about to see something really awesome? Come on, Rin. I love how we found another situation for his power to be relevant. And John's too. That's perfect. Cool. Go, Oscar. Nice! Wow. Now this is great. It's been a while since we've seen like a real just swarm of things. You have to go back to well, I guess like really when I think of that I think of like Volume 2. That was when it was more the focus of the fights.
We need to ground it! On it! Yay!
And again. It's Bumblebee time. Working together. Love it. So what do you got, Weiss? Oh wow. Wow, just freezing the wing. Oh wow, that's awesome. We de-winged it. Oh. Oh! Dual scythe action. I love it. That's something I've always wanted to see, even though I haven't really thought of it. Just Crow and Ruby working together like that. And unfortunately, we're off the rails.
Is everyone okay?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Still alive!
So. Okay, and there you are. Now, who are you?
That sure was a close one, huh?
I guess we don't get to know. And here it is. Intro time. Love the scythe. So much Crescent Rose. Oh, Blake, Yang, Weiss. And the moon. The moon! There it is. Interesting song. Bumblebee. Aww. Oh. Adam. And this person's gonna be important. She, this old lady. Huh. We got a hooded figure. Is that Cinder? I can only imagine it is. Well, that's Adam, Hazel, Tyrion. All our villains, pretty much. Salem? Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. New characters? Oscar? Oh. Alright. Interesting with John and Oscar there. I wonder what that's about. Oh, does that look like more Cinder? But it's hard to tell. Very weird intro. I don't know what to think of it. White Rose? Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to get used to that. I think it's... It's a lot more mid-tempo than I'm used to for the intros. I mean, Let's Just Live kind of was, but at the same time it was still... So much great Rooster Teeth stuff. Still gotta see Camp Camp though. I mean, that's the one thing that it feels like I'm definitely missing out on. Which, by the way, that is, if you, I may link it in this video. But I do have a poll currently going to decide what my next cartoon series, and one of the options is Camp Camp. So if you're interested in letting me kind of complete the Rooster Teeth animated world, all the highlights of it so far, you can go vote for that. But yeah, that was that was great. There's a lot to unpack there. It was interesting. I think I'm gonna mute this and kind of go through it scene by scene a little bit. You won't see this, but just to sort of remind me of everything that happened. We opened with a cold opening flash forward of the battle, which was pretty cool. I like the new Grim design. It's definitely something. And we had that little White Rose scene, which was kind of great. I mean, they didn't really interact much in Volume 5, so it's good to see that again, because they have such a special relationship. I mean, I still have confidence that it's not going to actually become a ship, but yeah, I'm glad to see more of it, just to see that bond they have touched on again. Then we had Adam, again wearing the mask, so much for him dropping it at the end of the character short. But, I mean, it's him really showing his strength, which, I mean, I already made the point, but people were all on Adam and how the finale kind of, made him seem so weak. It wasn't really about strength, though. It was about control, and Blake proved that he no longer had control over her, which was shocking to Adam. I mean, it's like with an abusive relationship like that, the dynamic of it, he was just not prepared for her being able to counter what he threw at her. And that was really what the scene was trying to convey, not that he's an idiot or whatever. He just was just not... It never even occurred to him that she would be able to, that she would strike back, that she would do something other than run away. And she got that blow in, and then he was just overwhelmed and had to run. But he's still very deadly, obviously, and that scene reminded us of that. And he killed lots and lots of White Fang. I mean, so far it's looking like exactly like Ilias said in the finale, that we're getting exactly what she said there, and that no one is really with him. But we'll see. I mean, his strength does compel, so he might get someone going by the end. Then we have the station scene. We're going to Argus. I don't know why. I'm assuming it's like a port to Atlas or something. I mean, that would make sense. It does have a name that does make it seem like it's more of that maybe it's a location settled by people from Atlas as opposed to people from Mistral, or just forget what the continent is called. Sonus is the Veil one. It's just God. Yeah, I don't know. Little details sometimes go by. And we had all this fun stuff. It's glad to see the show be fun again. I think that was a complaint that a lot of people had for Volume 4 and Volume 5, is that it was just so heavy after Volume 3. And I mean, it was supposed to be. After Volume 3, it kind of had to be. but it's still good to see that fun spirit that is so reminiscent of the first couple volumes in the first half of Volume 3. It's good. Then we had the introduction of these two idiot huntsmen who, I guess that one with the mace really did die. Got carried away. Never saw him again. But yeah, they were nothing. Ilya left behind. Don't really like that. Hope they find a way to work her in. But I mean, she wasn't in the intro, so maybe she is out of the story for now. Which, yeah, kind of a shame with her being the, such a big deal last time. Such a great character too. Like I want more of her. I wish she would come along. But I mean, I get why. We have so many other characters. We have 8, but it was still such a sweet scene, just seeing her and Blake and all that. Then we had Sun, and if I didn't feel confident about Bumblebee before I watched this, I feel especially confident now with how that scene was framed. Just all about Sun. Everything Sun said that he's not really going to pursue very hard anymore. He played his part, and now he's going to kind of step away. And it was a good scene. It was I mean, it was good for me, obviously. It's what I wanted to see. But it was still just, it makes me appreciate Sun more, and I'm actually really sad, or not sad, but kind of sorry to see him go. Though I also like the acknowledgement that he had that he's maybe not been the best leader, which is definitely true. I mean, he's multiple times now snuck away on boats and done his own thing, as opposed to staying with his team, which is a point that Blake made herself. So he's kind of, I mean, well, all this stuff was happening in Haven. He was not even there. So it's good to see that, and I'm interested to see when we eventually do go to Vacuo, see what's happening with him there, because we still really don't know much about what his whole deal is, why he went to Haven in the first place. He's a character that has a lot of potential, and I'd really like to see it go. But damn, I don't. After this, I think there's no way him and Blake are going to be a thing. I mean, the way they framed that kiss. Which I know there are probably going to be some Black Sun fans who are happy just to have that, and I mean, that's great for them, but just it's zoomed out, and it's clearly on the cheek, and it's just so demure, so there's no passion there. It's really like a kiss off. It's really a send off. It's not. It's not a sign this is going forward. And I just, if we were building up to it, the director would do this a completely different way. I can't help but feel. And then we went back to the train. We had a little Bumblebee scene, kind of Blake looking really, really sad with her ears down, that Yang is clearly still having kind of, things are still kind of a little bit awkward between them. Blake definitely wants to hurry up and repair it, but Yang is more about pacing it out. And just this scene with how, especially after the Sun scene, like almost immediately after that we had this scene, this heaviness, it's pretty clear, I think, at this point. I mean, I'm sure my comment section is going to be a mess with people debating the usual ship stuff, but I welcome it. It's kind of fun. And then we got the real battle with the army of Grimm, the Sphinxes, I guess. I think. I mean, I get a sense that's what we're going for with the shape of them. I don't know for sure, but they're cool. They're really cool. I love the design. And we, had our huntsman carried off with just not prepared. I mean, I feel sorry for the guy, but not really showing us what a pro huntsman should be. Though it kind of makes sense. I mean, with how we left off, all the best huntsmen in the kingdom are already dead because of what Leo did. So I guess we would have like just losers like this left, people who were maybe too cowardly to put themselves out there for anything. And then we had the whole planning scene. We got the reveal that the relic draws Grimm, which is a nice complication. Another wrinkle in things, which is kind of interesting. And I just really love seeing all the teamwork. Just RWBY and Crow together fighting. Just Scythe. I love, actually, this is the most we've seen Crow use the Scythe, and it's just so welcome after, I mean, that's what we were introduced to the concept of Crow with, that he was the teacher of RWBY. He taught her how to use a Scythe, and so far, most of his fights have been focused on him using the sword. And it's good to see him take it on. And I mean, it's always been the point that, oh, it's better for fighting Grimm, and he uses the sword more with like human opponents. But he uses a Scythe with Hazel, because Hazel basically is a Grimm. Grimm in human form, just for how monstrous he is, how beastly. But we don't really see much of that anyway. But yeah, good to see that, and just everyone fighting, everyone contributing. And I really love that we've got both a return performance of both Jean and Ren's semblances, with Ren's being so significant and such a big reveal of Volume 4, and then Jean's being in Volume 6 or Volume 5, that we found a way to incorporate both of them and make it plot relevant. That's nice, really neat. I'm very interested in the old lady. She seems weird. That's an interesting design. Looks, I mean, other than the futuristic goggles, she looks like she comes from like Avatar or something. I don't know what to expect there, but it's interesting. And then we had the intro, which gives us a pretty good idea of what to expect. Lots of Adam. We got strange hooded person who, I mean, freezing on it looks like, or wait, did I see that? What was that? Is that, there's a hat floating by. Is that Roman's hat? Looks like, is that Neo instead of Cinder? I mean, what would the relevance of the hat be otherwise? Okay, well that's just as exciting, I guess, if it is. I mean, it's hard to tell how short or tall that person is just from that. So it could be either, I guess. I mean, Neo would be good. Who is this in front of the statue? Someone in front of a statue of a man in a coat, who I don't recognize. It's a blonde woman. She's, yeah, I really don't know who that could be. New character, I guess, definitely. Well, obviously. And then we have a bunch of new characters. We got a, let's go through them. And again, you're not seeing any of this, but you've probably seen this episode enough times that you know what I'm talking about. We got a man in armor with some kind of cudgel or staff. Yeah, I don't know who that would be. I guess a huntsman. They're around Ozpin, so are these like people of real significance? Are they like the founders of the different schools, the original ones, like the original headmaster of Haven, Shade, and Atlas? I could kind of see that, though none of them. Well, I guess the man in the back would be from Shade, kind of. I don't know. We got this white-haired guy. And then this rather plainly dressed guy with glasses. Weird. Oh no, I get it. Okay, that's what it is. These are the previous incarnations. So we're gonna go into that? Because it ends on Oscar. So, yeah, I guess that's the king. The first one probably is the king who fought in the war. Then we have another guy, and then another guy, and then Ozpin, and then Oscar. So, huh. Then I'm very interested in the conflict between Oscar and Jean. That I can see why that would be a thing, especially since Jean, it's not something we touched on with Volume 5 at all, really. I mean, aside from a passing line here and there, we didn't really focus on Jean's misgivings over what Ozpin did. But he definitely has them. And that'll be very interesting to focus on. I don't know. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, we have a hood figure again. But and this time we're all in shadows. I can't tell if it's the same hood figure though. This one's wearing kind of a robe. The weapon they're using is kind of curved. It's a blade. I definitely think that one looks like Cinder. We might have both Cinder and Neo, which would be cool, but or maybe they're both Cinder. But then what's the relevance of the hat? And then we have a nice little white rose in the center. Looks like a very interesting yeah, the intro of the I don't know. It's cool. And the song, I'll listen to it a little bit again, though you won't hear it because I'm only putting the video in once. It starts out so soft. It starts out feeling like a Weiss song. And it picks up a little bit. I just don't know if this song is quite as hype as an intro usually should be. Also, I like seeing that all the villains are back in this one, even Tyrion, who was completely absent from the last one. And again, I can't really pick up on any of the lyrics for this song. It's hard for me sometimes with Casey. Sure, her diction kind of a bit indistinct. I think this is better in terms of the animation for the intro, though. It feels more like... because the Volume 5 one kind of felt a bit cobbled together in ways. This one feels more like a return to form. It feels a bit more like an intro should, I think. But yeah, I just went through all of it because there's just so much to unpack. It was great. Great intro. Premiere. This might be my favorite premiere. I mean, my friend said that, as I believe I said at the start. At least I intended to. But yeah, I think I might agree. I mean, there have been great intros, great premieres in the past. I really like Volume 2's premiere. I really like Volume 3's. But this one felt especially hype because, well, I mean, it just had everything. Volume 2, basically we had the introduction of some new villains, just pieces in motion there, and then a really cool fight scene. Volume 3, we had a really cool fight scene, like yeah, just commemoration of what has gone. I mean, basically the first scene was tribute to Monty, more or less. I mean, I think they kind of had it planned initially, but and I mean, there's also the whole it finally touching on Ruby and her mother. But and then we had some fun at the end, just sort of fun, good time shenanigans with the whole crew, the whole cast of characters. But this one, it really it did a lot. There was a lot of kind of exploring the forward motion, kind of like Volume 5 did. But at the same time, it didn't really feel so exposition-y. We didn't really get struck with that. And it really kind of touched on the character relationships that we really want to see. It gave us, like, so many great scenes between all the different characters. We got just so much. It just felt so tidy there. And there was also great action. It had a great fight, a great grim fight scene. A swarm for the first time in a while. We haven't had a full-on grim swarm since, as I said, the Volume 3 finale. And there, it was kind of out of focus. The focus was more on the other stuff going on at the time. Here, it was well in the focus, more akin to like the stuff we saw in Volume 2. And that was kind of neat to see again. Or, well, I guess you could count as a Grim Swarm the whole, the Wasp thing, the Lancers. But that was such a different fight since it was like an aerial dogfight type thing with the plane flying around. And just, it had a completely unique, different thing because of the aerial aspect of it. This was just a straight-on fight on a train, which, I mean, it's the second. I think that's probably why it evokes Volume 3 so much, is that it's, again, or Volume 2 so much, is that we have a battle on a train. Just full-on train battle. And it was neat, it was cool, and just seeing everyone work together. This is a great episode. I'm going to watch it so many times before the next one. Which, please, I'm going to be watching these like a week off from everyone, so please don't spoil anything. You'll probably have seen the next episode by the time I upload this, but please, I won't have. So don't say anything that's going to happen. You can maybe like just say, "Oh, you're going to love the next one," stuff like that. It's okay. Don't lay into it too much. But I don't mind comments like that so badly. But I don't want actual real spoilers at all, because I take my RWBY seriously, as I've probably made pretty clear. I mean, how long have I been talking? More than for anything out. Oh God, it's a 22-minute episode and I've been going almost for an hour. Like, what the hell? What the hell? What is wrong with me? People are gonna say stuff about this one. Like, what? Why do you need to talk this much, Rarity Dash? You're getting bad. But luckily, at least only maybe like 10, 15 minutes of it was Bumblebee. Probably not that much. Probably like 10 at the most. Well, I think I've exhausted my full need to blather on about this. So let's finally just let this come to an end. This video, you've been sitting here long enough, and yeah, let me just say the usual outro, which I forgot momentarily. Anyway, but yeah, hope you enjoy. I really did forget. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. Let me know if you did, and see you in the next one. There we go.